Alright, Path of Exile players, the brand new Phrecia League is here, and let's go ahead and make a brand new character and walk through everything from the start. So first off, you got to make your account, you got to go ahead and log in. We'll go ahead and create a brand new character. Make sure that you guys are selecting Phrecia, so go ahead and hit OK. There's a bunch of different things to do on this one, so what we're going to do is we are going to go ahead and just get started. So I'm going to name my character. You guys can name your character whatever you want to, but I like putting this so I know that this character was created in this league. So I want to go ahead and mention a couple things first off. So what are we doing? Because this is a brand new league. I do have a pod that's from a previous one that I'm going to basically replicate in here. And what we plan to do is do this. So I'm going to show you guys gameplay of kind of what my plan is. I literally recorded this gameplay today, so it's like up to date. But the new league was not out at the time of recording. So I just want to give you guys a preview of kind of what we're going to be doing. We're going to be teleporting around, just deleting stuff, having arrows just shoot everywhere. It's a very, very fast build. It is very, very cheap. And with the new buffs, it's going to go even faster. So if you don't want the teleport, you don't have to. I like the teleport because I like to go as fast as possible in my action RPGs. But I figured I'd give you guys some gameplay. You can delete bosses instantly. And in fact, the new league or special little event that's going on is going to make this build even more powerful. But we'll go and just fast forward towards the boss so you guys can see like what it looks like when the boss appears, but it's gonna like melt into 2 seconds. I don't even know where the boss is. Okay, here's the boss over here. So we're gonna be able to delete content very, very fast. So you can run any sort of elemental damage with this build. But I want to go ahead and, like I said, give you guys gameplay. Another thing I want to mention really quick is I've been making PoE guides for a really long time. So I always put timestamps for the very important quests. So make sure you guys check the timestamps. They're all here because in Path of Exile 1, you want to get all of your skill point quests because they help you go a little bit faster. But again, I'll put a lot of links in the description in case you guys want them. But I'm going to have these kind of here for myself for kind of references. But there's one few things that I want to show you guys real quick. If you want to copy my settings over here, you guys can feel free to go ahead and do so. There's like loot filters in this game, but the one thing that I want to mention is landscape transparency. Look at the top right. This gets rid of all the clutter. So make sure that that's there and make sure this is checked in. It should be by default, but if you want any of my settings, I'm just going to go over this really quick because certain things kind of make it a little bit easier depending on whatever you want to do. And then obviously do your own keybinds if you want to, but as far as it goes, the real only important thing is that I like to have specifically the landscape transparency and then the map transparency. So now that that's out of the way, let's go ahead and get started. So first off, I'm going to go ahead and skip all the tutorials to kind of tell you things as we go along. In the very beginning, we're going to be making a ranger, by the way. So yeah, make the ranger. We're going to pick up the burning arrow. We're going to socket this in. You can also use whatever buttons that you prefer for like your movement and stuff. And you also, technically in the very beginning, you may want to have like a basic attack because stuff costs mana and you may run out. But we're just going to go ahead and kill a couple things along the way. If we happen to get any items, we're just going to equip them. So in Path of Exile 1, if this is your first time here, how it works is your skills are tied to these gems. If it's a green hole, you put the green gem in the green hole. Otherwise, it won't work. There's also white holes, but we'll get more into that. So we got our first, what's called a support gem. We put the support gem. See how there's a little line in between? That means that this will support our skill gem, which is burning arrow, which does some fire damage and also can burn the target. But what we just socketed in was what's called momentum support. But yeah, let's go ahead and just keep on going. And this is going to be the full walkthrough and guide, so if this is your first time ever playing Path of Exile, this is kind of what it's for. But if you've been playing the game for a while, it's always a good refresher over here. We'll go ahead and just kill all the enemies that we see. I like to, if you can get level 2 before you go in, it's nice, but sometimes it's not going to happen. And as far as the mana is concerned, mana is on our right, life is on the left. If it goes all the way down, you're dead. But if you can get to level 2 first, it's good, but it doesn't really matter that much because we are playing the Ranger. So this is Hillock. He's one of like the first bosses that you will encounter, but he's not very difficult at all. Also want to mention that the life and mana flasks, the potions basically, they get to refill over time by killing enemies. They do not refill over a set like duration. It's not like a cooldown on it, but we're going to go ahead and go in. And what we're going to do in the very beginning over here, This is the skill tree, by the way. You can hit P as in penguin, and it will open up the passive tree, and you guys can select whatever you want here. I am going to be getting some extra damage earlier on. Then we're going to move down, and the thing that we want to prioritize is precise technique. It gives us crazy amounts of damage, but there's one downside. We can never crit. Now, for now, it's good. Later, we get rid of it. But in the very beginning, there's basically nothing that's going to come even close to it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get all of this attack speed, just because attack speed makes the game feel a lot better. But we're just going to go ahead and keep on moving. And you don't get stat points like in Diablo. If you see any exclamation marks, that means that there is a quest that you can take, and we're just going to click on all of them. And now we can get another skill. We can take split arrow. We can take ice shot. You can take whatever you want over here. If I wanted to go ahead and select ice shot, I can take this. It really doesn't matter too much what you take in the very beginning. This one does allow you to have a little bit more clear speed, so we're going to go ahead and take this one. But ice shot is an excellent choice as well. And then we're going to swap the burning arrow. So I'm going to left click here and swap this, so the gems have been swapped. If I want to remove them, though, I can remove them. It doesn't cost anything. But now I have split arrow and momentum, and all of these over here. You can see this one has a 3 link. That's kind of nice, but unfortunately, I don't have the correct colors on anything else, but maybe we can save it for later. But what I'm going to do is take all these items, go to the NPC. I'm going to go to sell items. You can also control click on them, and then what we're going to also do is control click over here, and it's going to throw these items in here, and then it's going to give us little forms of currency. And then if we happen to have the currencies, which can modify items and stuff, we can go ahead and get certain things. Now, this costs 3 scrolls of wisdom, but it gives us extra mana. If you want to use them on it, go for it. It's really not that bad. Ideally, we want iron rings in the very beginning because they just give us some damage, but we'll worry about that later. Now we're just going to go ahead and continue. Again, you can talk to all the NPCs if you want to. And if you see any items that the NPCs have that you do want, that will be great. Ideally, you want boots with movement speed. You can type an NN in the chat. And also, I want to mention, if I'm going kind of fast here, there's so much to go over in Path of Exile. I couldn't give you a 10-15 minute guide walk. You just have to watch the walkthrough. Regardless if you want to watch mine or someone else's, this game is not beginner friendly at all. Since we swapped skills, we have now swapped to the split arrow. You know, honestly, it's hard to see the split arrow, but we are getting multiple arrows. Some skills in PoE can what's called shotgun, which means that one target can get hit by multiple, but right now we're just going to go and kill some stuff and move along. And then hopefully we get an iron ring pretty soon. And there may be some new mechanics here that they add in, because they kind of swap up the campaign once in a while. But if you ever see this over here, this means the gem is ready to upgrade. So just like in PoE 2, because I know there's going to be a lot of people that maybe came from Diablo or Path of Exile 2 here, your gems level up. And you almost always want to level them up. Oh, is this new? Strange ore. Okay, clear the area of monsters. Sometimes these things are so hard in the very beginning, and then they almost always nerf the mechanic because it's too hard. But we'll see how it goes, and I'll let you guys know if it's even worth doing in the very beginning. Is this it? Okay, we have to delete the corrupted growth. And you can run more than one skill, by the way. I can throw this over here because the burning arrow is going to be much better for single target because it's going to set them on fire, and they're going to take some damage over time. So we can actually put our fire on the middle mouse if we want to. So we're just going to keep on shooting it. Oh, we dropped another iron hat. This one is 2 greens over here. Okay, cool. Maybe we can swap to that later. But we're going to get rid of this corrupted growth. And make sure you're always popping your potions if you're getting low. And how this game works for your heals, it doesn't heal you instantly like in Diablo. So you make sure that you activate it kind of earlier on. Don't be like 1 HP and try to hit a potion, because you can still instantly rip. Alright, so we have some extra items over here. Maybe some extra armor. And you cannot equip unidentified items here. Oh, there's still more monsters coming out. This is actually not too bad in the earlier stages. We'll see if it's actually worth it, and I'll let you guys know. But for the first few, I'm definitely going to try the League mechanic, because it's giving us okay loot, I would say. We don't really need the buckler. But in the very beginning, you can pick up pretty much everything. It's because you can just trade it for like small things over here. And this helmet is going to be a little bit better for us because, well, this one's maybe even better because it's got a evasion base over here. And since we just leveled up, by the way, the game does not pause in PoE 1 if you just open up like your stuff. So make sure that you're in a safe spot if you're checking out your inventory and stuff. But let's see if we have any other upgrades. This one's okay for now because it's hybrid. So certain things will give you armor. Armor is going to give you damage reduction from physical damage. Evasion is just going to make it so you just dodge in Diablo or don't get hit at all. And then energy shield is basically like another form of HP. It's basically like barrier in Diablo. But yeah, we're going to go through the full thing, so make sure you guys start off on Ranger. I was kind of probably yapping the whole time here. But there is one quest that is a side quest that we are 100% going to do. And so we go from the coast, and that was a waypoint right there, that little icon. We're going to go to the title island from the coast. And the reason why we are going to be doing this side quest, because we don't do every single side quest, because, well, you don't need to. I mean, you can do it. If it's your first time, honestly, most people just care about the end game. I don't really care about the story, but if you want to watch the story or whatever, that's fine. It's not a big deal. So this gives us armor. This gives us evasion rating. I want to scale evasion rating because that's what we're going to be getting on our character. We have another league mechanic over here. Coming up to one of the more difficult bosses in the game. I'm not even kidding when I say this boss that we're going to be fighting here, the campaign, is one of the more difficult bosses. Path of Exile is a game where, if you know what you're doing, the game gets exponentially easier. As long as you know what you're doing, though, that is the key thing. But I'll do the first few of these. And there are a total, by the way, of 10 acts in Path of Exile 1. That's why I'm kind of just going through things a little bit fast. But if you need to pause or anything like that, feel free to. We got a bow over here. It's 5 to 13, which is the exact same amount here. We guys got some gloves. Cool. So yeah, we are doing these mechanics. It's just giving us some stuff, but if we don't get currency very fast, I'm going to just skip out on doing these. And what I mean by currency is pretty much what's called like Chaos Orbs. Just like in Path of Exile 2, you can get Chaos Orbs. So we were getting a couple Scrolls of Wisdom, but nothing too exciting, to be honest. But yeah, make sure you're always leveling up your stuff. And we are going to be getting this extra attack speed because attack speed makes the games feel much better. And make sure you upgrade your support gems. However, there will be times where you do not want to upgrade your gems. But don't worry about that for a really long time. We'll talk about that when the time is right. But pretty much just attacking and moving. That's why I love the Ranger. Okay, so this is one of the more difficult bosses as he can freeze you and chill you. So keep your distance, as you can see. Yeah. So like shoot once, move, shoot once, move. Because if you get frozen, it is very dangerous. So we'll just go ahead and attack him and hold still, and I'll show you guys how much slower we attack. And if he does freeze us, he freezes us. All right. So we have a Quicksilver Flask, which is great. We don't... do we need... Let's go grab this. This is medicine chest. We need this. It's a quest item. This one gives us 2 blues. I don't have any other greens, so we're going to be okay for now. Now, we do not have a portal scroll, right? So I'm going to show you guys... Well, okay, actually, we do have one right here. So if I use the portal scroll, we're out of a portal scroll. I'm done with this quest. So I'm going to go ahead and go to character selection screen. We will do this several times to save speed. So we're going to go ahead and just double click on our character. The reason why we do this in a few quests... Now, I'm not trying to get you guys to speedrun the game, but this is like a legitimate strategy because it's much faster to do this. Then you can talk to the NPC. We're going to get a Quicksilver Flask as reward, and that's going to allow us to go faster. We also have a support gem that can give us bonuses. So we have Mirage Archer, we have Chance to Poison, we have Pierce. So what support gem would be good here? I really, really like Mirage Archer. This one is so incredibly good, but I want to have... Oh, that's good. We have the Burning Arrow here. Volley will give us multiple projectiles. It's great with Ice Shot. Ideally, I want to try to get Ice Shot, Volley. Ice Shot and Volley would be great. And there's also Momentum. It's also pretty good. I'm just going to go ahead and pick the Mirage Archer because I want to show you guys how cool this skill is. And then, again, we're going to sell all the things that we like don't want. You can identify items to give you different things. So this one's giving us... for example, you guys can see this, right? Okay. So this one, you can see it was giving us 2 transmute shards. We need 20 to become a transmute orb, which is a currency that we'll talk about later. But if I identify it, it'll give me alteration shards. So there could be certain times where you do want to identify things, but for the most part, I wouldn't really worry about it. It's not that big of a deal. But we also can sometimes purchase better items. Like you see, like this gives us 24 life. That's a pretty big, nice chunk of life over there. And that costs 3 Scrolls of Wisdom. So I would rather save my Scrolls of Wisdom for specifically that. Now you can mouse over the other things here, but the thing that I want to try to get is a 3 linked all green. So let's go ahead and see if we can get one at the NPC. So we're looking for 3 greens all linked together. If they're not linked, We do have ways where we can link them, but it's not going to be very viable right now. This is actually kind of nice because it gives us mana per enemy killed, and that's a pretty nice stat to have. But no 3 greens linked. This is a double green and a red, which is close, but there's 3 greens here, but they're not linked, so for the most part, there's nothing here that I want to use. Ideally, we'd get boots with movement speed, but that's asking for a lot. So since there was nothing there, I mean, if I want to, that ring is actually going to be pretty decent. It's just giving us 24 HP. But remember how I said I wanted these ones, the iron rings. But for now, if I wanted to take this, it's really not the big deal. We go grab it, and then we can go ahead and continue. But instead of continuing going out this way, we're going to use the waypoint, just like you would have in Path of Exile. So here's like the little waypoint menu. So you click on the waypoint in town, and then we click on the coast, and we're going to go to the mud flats. So this is the next zone over here. And yeah, we're going to do the full campaign here, walkthrough guide, and I'll show you guys what the Mirage Archer does. So it summons a little like illusion on top of my head, and it moves with us. So I can activate my burning arrow, because that's what's linked with it. Oh, these guys, by the way, are kind of nasty, because they can charge into you, and they do lots of damage.
My mana is gone.
Oh, and make sure you pop your mana flasks if you are running out of mana. This is actually pretty dangerous. We're getting kind of surrounded, but Mirage Archer does not last forever. It'll last for a set duration. You can actually increase the duration. But what we're looking for in the mud flats is on the top right, you'll see there is a yellow exclamation mark. The exclamation marks are going to be your quests that are sometimes used for progression, like you need to do them, but you don't have to do every quest in the game. It's just, if it's there, sometimes it's not that bad to do it, because it could give you some sort of reward. The reason why we did the other quest is it's going to give us a Quicksilver Flask. And now that we are level 4, or actually we're 5 now, we can use the Quicksilver Flask. Oh, the other one was needing to be identified. That's why we couldn't use it. You can't use unidentified items. Looks like, as far as it goes, though, because Path of Exile is always updating the game, I want to say they're giving us a lot more Scrolls of Wisdom, which is a good thing. We'll talk more about loot filters later, because right now, you don't really need one. I don't like to overwhelm people with too much content in the very beginning, if it's their first time playing, especially. But hopefully we'll get a better bow pretty soon. We have an Orb of Augmentation. Cool. Add another mod to our item. Ooh, we have a red, blue, and green that is linked, which can convert itself into what's called a chromatic orb. So the chromatic orb is going to be great, and we have an upgrade on our potion. Also, another thing to mention, and I'll show you guys this once we get to town again. You could take 3 potions of the same type to upgrade them. We don't really need a max our inventory that bad, unless it's like a magic item, because then we can get transmute shards and stuff. But the white items, as long as you have everything kind of filled up, don't worry about it too much. Now we're going to get another point here into attack speed. I would say copy my build pretty much exactly right now. You can change it later, it's totally fine. But for now, for a new player, just copy mine. Otherwise, yeah, you can definitely brick your build permanently in Path of Exile. In PoE 2, it's a little bit harder to do that because you can reset, but like, I've had people get Chaos Inoculation and say, I can't fix my build. Yeah, so when you're following a guide, you need to copy it exactly. Ooh, we got a pair of boots here that are magic, and we are going to identify these and hope they have movement speed. We can't even use it because we don't have the level requirements, but that's fine. It's not a big deal. I think that what happens is these growths over here are what gives us the actual like loot. So we're just going to go ahead and eliminate these. I think it's kind of blocking. Okay, so it's a plate vest. So again, we can pick up the blue items because we can maybe sell them for other currency. So, oh, is this oh no, we're good on that one. Let's go grab all the blue items. And then we will go back to town later. I just kind of wasted the portal over there. 'Cause I thought it was... I usually keep my stuff like right here. Like my portal I usually keep right here. And then the Scroll of Wisdom. Because you're going to be using these a lot. That's why I keep them in that corner. Just a little tip and trick here. Right now we're looking for the... oh, we got the 3 shells. We're good. So we're going to go to the next zone. And Once we get to the next waypoint, we'll teleport back to town. This way it's just a little bit more time efficient. But yeah, over here you're looking for 3 shells. When they're a quest item, they will drop as green. But yeah, just click on the little like roa nest, they drop. But this mechanic, as far as it goes, we'll do more later. I'm going to try to get you guys through the campaign as fast as possible because, honestly, you get really no loot during the campaign for the most part. All the good loot, all the good gear is pretty much at the end game. Oops, we don't need to go here. So this is the feeder pool. It'll give you respec points. You don't need it. We're going to go from the mud flats to a different area. So we're going to look for the exit, which is not right there. Some zones will have multiple exits. But yeah, we're just going to keep on going. Oh, we can use the Quicksilver Flask now. So let's go ahead and equip these. This one we have to identify. So what a Quicksilver Flask is basically just a movement speed buff. And just like the Life Flasks, to fill them up, you have to just kill monsters. Pretty straightforward. But I like to play the game with 2 Quicksilver Flasks. Now, it's up to you on what you want to use, obviously. But even for beginners, I mean, as long as you've played like an action RPG before, you really don't need to have like 5 life potions or too many. What I recommend most people, I got one of these as a drop, by the way. One of them, you will get 1 guaranteed from a quest. So you put the little shells right there and you continue to the next quest. But this is my recommendation. 2 Quicksilver Flasks, 2 mana potions, and then 1 life potion. And then we're going to go back to town now. And if you ever want to go back to town, you just click on the little green house on the waypoints. So now we're going to go back to town, and you could also just log out if you want to, but make sure you get the waypoint first. But now, because like now the waypoints can be acquired when you're a little bit further away. Talk to the NPC over here, and then he's going to give us another quest. But the thing that I really want to get right now is Shrapnel Ballista. So we're going to take Shrapnel Ballista, and we can also get Dash over here. Farewell. And so Dash, dang, we don't have another green in here, so we may need to get another item that has just a green here. Welcome. So I'm going to go sell again these items because I don't need them. This is the thing I was talking about, the chromatic orb. And we're going to get rid of this as well. This one gives us evasion and energy shield, but it's a blue. I mean, it's a little bit better than what we have. Farewell. So I'll go ahead and do that. Still alive. But if we can see something else that's better, dang. Unfortunately, this one does not have them linked. Like I said, we're looking for the things to be linked. That would be ideal for us. But right now, I just want more greens. Is there a pair of gloves here that are green? Okay, doesn't look like we are in luck here. But rings can also have sockets. Don't really expect to see them earlier on, though, with sockets. What we really want is this iron ring here. There we go. We trade 3 Scrolls of Wisdom for it. Later, we can get another one. It just gives us damage. That's why we want it. And let's go ahead and get rid of this, because we don't need this. I mean, it has another socket that's linked, which is great, but ideally, we want 2 greens. So what I'm going to do now is we have Burning Arrow, and we also have the Shrapnel Ballista. So I'm gonna go into Shrapnel Ballista and then Dash over here, and I'm gonna use Split Arrow as my main skill. But we're gonna go ahead and continue now. Oh, also I mentioned that you can swap 3 of the same flasks for another. So we have Mana Flask. See how they're all small Mana Flasks? Okay, that's the key here. We're gonna go sell items, put 3 in, and it's gonna give us a medium. So it's an upgrade. There we go, and it automatically equipped it for us. And now we are going to go back and continue, not into the portal. So we're going to go back to the submerged passage, and then there are 2 exits over here. So we will go to them. And also, remember, we just got our Shrapnel Ballista. So this is what it does. It's a little turret. You can have up to 3 of them, and they kind of just shotgun attack. We also have Dash right here, which does cost mana, but it lets me dash. So if we get body blocked, it's great for that. Right now, I really like having the Shrapnel Ballista. It's a really great thing. It does cost a lot of mana, but it lets you kind of attack and move. Trying to get hit by these guys, just shoot once, move, because when you get chilled, you move a lot slower. So 3 of those, throw them down, and then just keep moving. Yeah, Ballista's really great. And I'll also make sure we activate our Quicksilver Flasks. And we're just going to keep moving until we find the area that we need to go to. And ideally, try to pop your flasks simultaneously, not like popping the same one 2 times. You cannot pop the same type of flask. Like I can't pop 2 Quicksilver Flasks because they all just give me the same thing. But what I would do is I would pop, because they have like charges, right? So it consumes 30 out of 60. So to be efficient with this, you would pop, like I'd pop number 4 And then instead of popping number 4 again, I would then pop number 5. That way the 4th one is charging up faster, if that makes any sense. Oh, that was a lot of damage over there. Make sure, again, you keep on attacking and moving. That is the key here. These guys are really tanky. It's probably this guy's mod or something. Oh, that was dropped a chest plate. That's pretty good. A yellow chest plate. Oh, we are frozen. This is why it's very dangerous to get frozen in this game. Like I was mentioning before. Wow, this feels like they just upped this difficulty. This is like actually ridiculous. Maybe we just got really unlucky with certain mods or whatnot, but it's okay. Just move and attack. Get the chest plate too. Maybe we can use it. And even though we want to scale evasion, if it's a yellow chest piece that gives us any like sort of resistances, that can be really ideal earlier on. I think we also may still have like an old loot filter applied. It's been a while since we've played PoE 1, but I do want to kill this thing. It's just the Brood Princess, and it is genuinely way overtuned. Like, this is ridiculous, but maybe they up the drop rate on this unique monster. Because I want to say this is definitely much harder than it was previously. Because I also played Settlers League. But this is like painfully hard for a new player. This is just straight mean. But if you come across this monster and you die to it, don't worry. It's genuinely ridiculous. And it didn't really even drop anything that amazing. But we have another medium mana flask. Alright, so let's go ahead and see if this is any good. So we get, we can't use it because we don't have the strength requirements yet, but we will get it very soon. We also have a skill point, and we're going to get this over here, so more damage. And then we're going to grab, this one's kind of good to grab. We might just go here, and like I said, I want to rush this thing as soon as possible. It's just going to give you the most bang for your buck. So we're going to set up with some turrets, and then we can start off this mechanic. And looks how it works. I just kind of like learned how it works. Is you kill 3 of these little blood boils. I'm not sure what they're officially called. Let me see. Corrupted growth. Oh, there's a chain belt. That'll give us some extra energy shield for our build. Now we have 22 energy shield that we can utilize. Okay, we got a nice little quiver, which will give us extra damage. It's going to be a nice little bonus. I know it sounds small for like the 1 to 4 damage. Make sure you always upgrade these ASAP. Ooh, we got 2 greens and a blue link. This is good. We will actually definitely swap. Okay, nice. Nice little upgrade there. We can get the upgrade later. So there's an area where you can go to called the Ledge. We don't actually want to go there yet. What we want to do is we want to kill a boss that's going to give us a skill point quest. So let's see. We don't have any blues right now, but like a blue might be like added lightning damage. Right now we just have a bunch of greens. But this might actually be an upgrade. So 31, 31. Okay. Can swap to that. It's no big deal. But it doesn't look like this is where we're supposed to go. But what we could do actually is do ice shot and volley. If you want to get any extra gems, you can always do that. Hopefully, ooh, there's a unique. Wow, that's going to be a great unique while leveling. So this is a unique called Golden Rim. I wonder if they upgraded the drop chance on some of the uniques. What's this? Armor. So this is energy shield 29. What is it? Okay, it's fine. This is actually okay too, though. But the reason why is if I get another blue, that would be excellent. So looks like we got to go somewhere else. And sometimes it's faster to use a portal. I don't know if do we have any portal. We just have wisdoms. I have 1 portal, but I'm gonna TP back so I can get. Also, you can use the arrow keys. I'm gonna go back over here because where we need to go is somewhere over here, I believe. So what we're going to do is I'm going to save myself a portal and just go back to the character selection screen. And it will also save your instance here. And also I can get rid of some of these items that we don't need. I know what this item is, like I said, it was Gold Rim. It's going to be fantastic for us. And we also have it linked, which is great. So I get to go throw these 2 in. Now I can also throw back in the Burning Arrow because I have them. Don't feel like you always have to copy like all my other skills. Right now, Split Arrow Momentum is okay. But just to mix it up, I'm going to show you guys Ice Shot. I actually really do like Ice Shot, but I'm going to sell all the items that I do not plan to use. This one over here, it's not bad, but I don't have the strength to use it. We will also identify this. It does give us 9 strength. Okay, we could use that, but you can see I can't equip it here because it does not let you equip items in that screen. So we're gonna have to do it like this. And later we're going to replace that anyways. This helmet will be great. What it does is gives us a bunch of elemental resistances, which will be useful later. But honestly, with this build and what I'm going to be doing, which is going to be the specialization Dot of Washabi, we're going to have like super good resistances anyways. So don't worry about like not having this. I don't know if they've increased the drop rate, but if I get an item, I mean, this is a low level item by the way, but it is actually a really good leveling item. Ideally, if we get, again, iron rings, that's the key here. We also got another ring, but we don't need this ring. So we can go ahead and just get rid of this, and I can get a scroll fragment. All right, so now that we're back over here, I also want to show you guys, if I can, let me see if I have. So you can always purchase gems over here. So we can, at any point, we can go get Ice Shot. If I sell one random item here, I can get another scroll fragment. Basically, any garbage item will always give you a scroll fragment. It's so small, though. Don't worry about it. But if you don't happen to have them. But I'm just trying to show you guys. I think we can also get Volley. So we can get Volley and Ice Shot. And I just want to show you guys the other skills, just so you guys are aware of what exists here. So we're going to remove Momentum. And ooh, actually, let's see. What else can combo here? Because Shrapnel Ballista. Actually, we don't have any. We don't have extra room, but we can still use all of these skills, which is awesome. And now we're going to use Ice Shot, but I'm just showing you guys what you can mess around with. We're going to, by the way, go back to Submerged Passage, like I mentioned before, and keep it going. If you want to make a new instance, though, like let's say I want to fight new monsters, if I control click on the waypoint and I control click right here, I can make a new instance, but I already have this instance up, which already has like partial of the map done, so I'm going to keep this one. Let's go pop our Flask. Flask can also reset on going back to town. But if you want to run Ice Shot, by all means run Ice Shot. I actually could recommend it now. Like, you swap your skills earlier on a lot. But if you find a skill you're like, you know what, I really like Split Arrow, I don't like Ice Shot, hey, go for it, man. That doesn't bother me. Ideally, though, you run something that is elemental eventually. The reason why is we will be getting lots of elemental damage. And if you do physical damage, well, getting % elemental damage does no good. All right, let's go and see if it's right here. I guarantee you it's right here. It's got to be... It's got to be right here or in the top over there. Okay, it's down here. Sometimes when you play too much video games, even though like these maps are randomly generated, you kind of learn how they are oriented. But again, so we're going from Submerged Passage to the Flooded Depths. Flooded Depths is going to have a boss over here that we will kill, and the boss will be dropping. Well, it's going to give us a skill point book. But yeah, I can definitely notice Ice Shot is way stronger. Sometimes they balance. I haven't really checked all the balance notes. I checked out all of... I don't actually know if they changed any of the balance notes. I know they put out the classes for the new league here. But yeah, we're just going to spam Ice Shot. So how Ice Shot works is it hits them and then it sprays a cone behind. But yeah, I love running Shrapnel Ballista pretty much all the way through until we get Artillery, which is another great thing to have. The artillery will do fire damage. Ooh, we got some gloves here. That's awesome. So I would say these things are kind of worth doing in the very beginning, just for the portal scrolls and the wisdom scrolls, because like they're a little bit stingy on it in the very beginning, and then later it like does not matter at all. We also have some new like currency here. All right, so once you kill the boss, that wasn't the boss by the way. We're gonna identify these to see if they have like attacks. Ooh, yes they do. We do have extra like 1 to 2 physical damage. What else does it have? Life per enemy killed, cool. But like the only thing I really cared about is like the 1 to whatever damage. We actually got another skill point. So like I said before, I want to rush this thing pretty much ASAP. There is this node right here that's pretty nice, which gives you attack speed, damage, and it also gives you some accuracy. If you want to just rush this is like totally fine. It's 2 points, but I feel like our damage is okay right now. We're gonna go straight for this. One thing with this though that you have to make sure that you do is your accuracy is always higher than your HP, but it's really not too difficult. Oh, we got a 3. Nice. Big upgrade here, guys. All right, so let's go swap this upgrade here. So what we can do now is I can put in... Let's get rid of this guy. I'll summon some turrets here. So what we're going to do now is we're going to put in Momentum. We're going to take this Volley, put it in here. And we're going to get the Ice Shot, put it in here too. And then we're going to swap and throw that one on the ground because that one is garbage now. We've got an upgrade. Now we have that extra support gem, which is Momentum, which is basically like Onslaught. What it does is increased, what is it? You gain 1 momentum when you use the supported skill. Oh, killed everything over there. Make sure, again, that you're upgrading all of these. And we'll only be using this burning one. Keep in mind, you don't have to use it. It's just because I had that Mirage Archer support. We could also Mirage Archer our Ice Shot instead of the Momentum. It's kind of up to you. I just like going as fast as possible. There's the boss right there. It's a Dweller. And we'll fight him pretty much over here. Ooh, we got our first Essence over here. And I'm going to throw it on my ring, and I'll show you guys what that does. Oh, this is actually the first Essence that you get always. It's always going to be like this. So, yeah, what we're going to do is we're going to summon our turrets. Then we're going to click on this. He's going to unimprison himself. And so we're going to go and just attack. And once we kill all the small monsters, just for this guy, we're going to go and get our Mirage Archer out. So we get some extra DPS. And always summon your Shrapnel Ballistas because they can tank the damage for you. And we are just going to be breezing through. This is actually really fast. Good damage. Wow, the Ice Shot really made a pretty big difference. We got Rustic Sash, which will give us some damage. And we also got our first Essence. And now we are done with this area, so I can do the little trick where we're just going to go ahead and go to character selection. Now, again, you can open up a portal scroll if you want to, but like you could save the portal scroll. So now what we're going to do is we're going to identify. Let's see what we got. This one could be better, but this one, because it's 3-link, it just can't be better. I'm just going to identify to show you guys. We also got this Sash. So this will give us extra physical damage, which is going to be better than the Chain Belt. It also gives us 1 maximum energy. Honestly, this is better for survivability, but it's whatever. It doesn't really matter. We also got another Iron Ring. I want this. Oh, it gives us good stats too. Cool. And then now what we're going to do, the Quiver over here, even though it's really low level, what it does, you can see what it's going to add to whatever item that you're adding it to. So if it's a one-handed weapon, we're going to get more spell damage. If it's two-handed, we get more spell damage. But this is a white item here, and I want to upgrade this from a normal to a rare. A rare is a yellow item, so this only works on a white item. So what item do I want to convert? 100% this one over here, because it's that biggest chance for big DPS. So even though I don't get a big bonus because of spell damage, I get crit strike chance, and that increased physical damage is what rolled on it, which is super good. We can also do it on rings here. The quiver would have been an okay option as well. Maybe we got like, you know, some small little amount of damage. But yeah, the difference is instead of it being 5 to 13, which is what it was before, it's now 10 to 27. It is pretty much a massive increase. So that is massive. All right, let's go ahead and now continue. There's also the quest that we can accept, because remember, the thing gives us a skill point. Now we're gonna get this extra HP, and like I said, we are gonna go right over to Precise Technique. It is going to be mathematically the biggest upgrade in pretty much the whole time we played the game. And now, again, we're going back to Submerged Passage. There's a lot of stuff in Act 1, man. Act 1, by the way, is the longest act. And I'm going to be separating these videos in Act 1, 2, 3. Like, Part 1 is Act 1, the whole thing. But it will get way faster as we progress, and we're going to get more movement speed and all that stuff. In fact, this build that I'm actually building for you guys, I mean, you guys saw the gameplay in the very beginning. This build will absolutely shred content. But this one actually has one of the biggest starts. And the reason why is it can give you just so much stats. 60 to all res, 30% extra movement speed, double your chest armor's stats. It is, I mean, I think it's like, without a doubt, one of the strongest things, especially for beginners, because it's so incredibly tanky. The first point that we get is like crazy tankiness. Then later we'll be getting a lot more damage. But the damage through the campaign is like, it's so easy, it doesn't really matter. If you pick up any gems and you want to try them, by all means go for it. But pretty much up until we get Lightning Arrow, this is going to be kind of the go-to. But we don't get that one for a little bit of time. But if you see any of these little like chests, you can open them up. But ideally, our goal is just to get straight towards the end game. I really do like, by the way, the Ice Shot. So I'm going to actually recommend Ice Shot ASAP. You get volley pretty fast. It's just that the split arrows seemed like the damage wasn't really there. And we weren't getting any big additional physical points of damage. But eventually, we're also going to throw Shrapnel Ballista with extra upgrades as well.
My mana is gone.
So pop our Mana Flask. Later, if we can get 2 Mana Flasks, that's going to be ideal. There's also a way where we can solve mana, so we never have to pop mana. I don't know if this is going to be an upgrade. What do we have here? That's a 2-link. We don't even really need the Burning Arrow that much. It's only really useful against bosses. Okay, we've got the waypoint here. Oh, I'm going to kill the elites. So all of the blues and the yellows, we will kill those in hopes that they drop some good stuff. Remember, the game doesn't pause. I'll put in the extra skill point in a moment here. And also, if I remember to include it, I will also try to include the POB or the Pewee.Ninja. If you guys don't know what that is basically the build at whatever interval. Like, so in like Act 1, I'll show you guys kind of just a refresher so you guys have all of the skill trees and stuff. The one I will also link in this video is going to be the one that is from a previously, because this one just came out today, and this is my first time playing, and sometimes I like to adjust the skill tree to the newest league because they update this game all the time. But I guarantee you this will be perfectly fine. I mean, you guys already saw the gameplay from it that I recorded today, which again, it doesn't have the new Ascendencies out. That's Deadeye, but trust me when I say that this build is going to go crazy. It is going to be absolutely amazing. It's going to make you feel like a god, and it is cheap. Bow in this game is one of the fastest things in the entire game to feel powerful. Like, melee in this game requires so much investment that like I've basically opted to almost never play melee again for a beginner's guide because it is incredibly painful because they just start off so much slower and the whole game is very dangerous, but this is like super comfortable. Also, if you find any sapphire rings, pick them up. We're going to want to equip the sapphire rings specifically for the very final boss of Act 1. It's going to make the game pretty much a joke. And the first boss in this game is one of the hardest bosses you will fight in the entire game also. And I'm saying that because a lot of people get discouraged in Path of Exile because the first act is so painful. But it genuinely gets so easy. So we go from the ledge to the climb. And then we're just going to keep on going. We can also put in the skill point. Remember, the game does not pause. So, oh, we got a circlet over here. But again, we have that resistance thing, which is going to be quite nice. And we're just going to keep it going down over here. We're going to get some extra attack speed and some accuracy. The key to Path of Exile, especially in the campaign, is attack and move. Just keep things going. Don't feel like you have to kill every single enemy. And you don't have to get every single waypoint, but like they've made an update, you don't have to click on the waypoint. Oh, also, dash can go through targets, like terrain. So if I'm like at an area where it is like high ground or low ground, and I want to move from low ground to high ground, I can just dash, and it will work. There's going to be a boss that comes up that's kind of nasty over here. I'm going to activate these because I genuinely, so far, I'm going to highly recommend doing these. Oh, another iron ring. Cool. You can maybe modify that. But yeah, Ice Shot is so phenomenal for leveling. I almost feel like they buffed it since the last time I played, but it's fine. Lightning Arrow is going to be excellent as well. These are, what are their boots currently? Okay, this could be good because if we get another like essence, we can hope that we get something good on it. We could keep this quiver also. If we modify with a certain currency. Oh, we have our first Legion already. Okay, so what a Legion is you click on it. Keep in mind, these may not spawn in for the first time for you, but it spawns a bunch of monsters. You kill them, and then you kill them again. It's kind of how this works. And ideally, you want to kill the things that have like a little icon above them, like this one over here. If we can get this chest. Oh, they give us a lot of time. Wow, okay. They have definitely updated this, I would say, because normally you don't get that much time with this. But basically, yeah, you want to kill everything that has little icons above it. Sometimes there could be like bosses in here. But it can get a little bit dangerous. But with the turrets, and if you're playing Ranger, it's going to be super smooth. So yeah. Oh, we have extra chain gloves over here. Let's go get rid of some other garbage. The reason why we kill the things... Oh. That have the little thing is because they can drop stuff. Oh, cool. Got a ring. Again, we're looking for cold resistances. So we can go take this ring. We'll also take the gauntlets over here. Make sure you get all the scrolls of wisdom. It also plays some cool music when you do the little legions. Those are definitely worth doing. Ooh, we got a yellow quiver. Okay. I'm okay with that. Let's go identify this. Ooh, look at all those physical and fire damage. Whew, we are blazing through content, though. Hopefully we get a 4 link soon. And hopefully I can show you guys like what you can do with the trade website. The trade website makes this game so much easier. And what I actually really like with this game is the trading in this game becomes so easy to get like very beginner friendly items that are so godly that will just let you just go through the campaign. So now that we're in the lower prison, we are going to be getting some other things here. We'll get the waypoint. If we want to go back to town here, this is like an okay time. We can go back to town, sell our stuff, you know, do that real quick. I'm going to be as fast as possible here. But if there's anything to identify, like the gloves here, like this one gives us 1 to 2 fizz. That's the only thing that I care about. This one gives us 1 to 2 fizz and cold. Okay, that's an instant swap upgrade. Boots, ideally I'm keeping these boots literally because they have a 3 link. So let's see if we can get some upgrades here. We also have another reward. We've added cold damage support. That is a pretty good one. We also have lesser mana projectiles. This one's pretty cool. So what this does is it makes so it supports bow attacks, causing them to trigger when you've spent enough mana in total on other bow skills, which is a really cool thing. I want to show you guys this. This is a really awesome thing to have. Yeah, I'm going to grab this. So what this will do, I want a 3 link ideally, but if I spend enough mana, do I have any? I really want to swap these boots. Let's swap these boots right here. So what this will do is, ideally I'd have this in a 3 link here, but I would get Burning Arrow and Mirage. So if I spend the amount of mana, I will not manually cast Burning Arrow, but it'll automatically just shoot it out for me, which is awesome. And we can also identify this to see if it's good. We have some damage here. So that's basically what the Iron Ring does. And now it gives us HP 2. That's going to be a nice little upgrade. And what else do we got? Pretty much everything else I'm just going to go, oop, maybe got an upgrade here. Nope. Okay. So now we're going to sell all of the items, except for the Iron Rings, though, we can keep. I'll keep 1 in case we get another essence. We can get extra currency if I identify it, but like, it just doesn't really matter. Keep the Sapphire Rings, though. If I want to try out any of the skills, I can go for it, but I'm okay on it. Like I said, we're going to rush that 1 node. And then you can always check the NPCs for boots, again, with movement speed, or if there's like a 3 link. That would be great in some boots. There's a 3 link, but again, it's not the correct colors. If you want to get the correct colors, I'm going to use one of these. Actually, we have 2 of them. So if it's evasion based, your chances of getting the greens to be linked is going to be higher. I'm going to try this. You have to also unsocket these. So I'm going to try. So hopefully we can get 3 greens. Oh, didn't work. Let's try again. Oh, didn't work. Okay, unlucky. Well, that's just the way it goes. Now, should I have been using these currencies on this? Not really, because it's a pretty garbage item. Okay. It doesn't even have any bonus stats or anything on it, right? But I could convert it. We can just. I'm going to do this for the sake of doing it. This is basically like a non-currency. Like I could probably go online and trade this for something else, but I can add a random modifier here. So I'm going to upgrade this from a white to a blue. Got increased rarity. Okay. Now, is there anything else? This will add a new modifier. A magic item can have 2 mods. You can see if I try to add another one, it's not a rare, so we'll not add more. But would I recommend using that? No. I was just trying to show you guys what the currencies do as it's part of learning the game. So now we're going to go back to the prison, and we're going to keep it pushing. And then you can see I can no longer cast my Burning Arrow, but it will automatically cast for us when we spend a certain amount of mana. And that is, it says trigger it when I spend 54 mana in total. It's just whenever we spend that amount of mana, it will then shoot. It's a really nice thing to have. In the very beginning, Burning Arrow is fine, but later what you're going to do with it is you're going to use it to maybe apply a certain debuff on the enemy or slow them down. There's so many things that you can do with it. Early on, though, the mana cost is kind of annoying because it's going to cost more. But we have another short bow, and the reason why I'm picking that one up, if I get an essence, our biggest area of an upgrade is pretty much just our bow. Because what we can get is a bunch of flat, cold, lightning damage, and that will be a pretty big upgrade here. Oh, we have another mana flask, good. We're going to swap out that for the flask. So here's my recommendation. 1 life flask, 2 mana flasks, and 2 Quicksilver flasks. You can get another Quicksilver flask in Act 2 as a quest item, but if you get one as a drop, I got lucky and I got one as a drop, but it's not going to make a huge difference. It's just that it makes things a little bit faster in terms of your movement speed. There's also a thing over here. So if you see this little book, there's also the League mechanic, which I actually think is worth doing. So I'm going to do all of these. And it's pretty easy and it's fast. It just summons these little spores. So see how this one is armor and evasion based? That one has a higher chance to have reds and greens. So we have the monograph over here. So what this is for Trial of Ascendency. It's how we upgrade to our super class, which we'll talk more about later. So in this area, there's like these spikes that come down. If we wait, we can have them go by, and we kind of just go behind them. Honestly, though, you can tank most of the damage. It's really not that big of a deal. It seems scary, but I promise you, it's really not that big of a deal. You can take the damage, and you just keep on going. If I really want to, I was almost there, but you can see it's not that big of a deal if you get hit by it. And basically what we need to do is we need to tap a bunch of these, and we will eventually get to the end here. You can also dash through, and kind of defeats like the purpose of the puzzle, where you're supposed to like go in kind of a checkered pattern. But basically we need to go and do these things called the Trial of Ascendencies, and then eventually we're going to get to the point where we get to ascend to the super class, which is our first super class. Is going to be amazing. You basically can do it 4 times, so you get 8 points total, but there's really only 4 points that matter, because the other ones are progressions towards it. But make sure you do that. Again, that's in the lower prison. I'm going to put all the timestamps for you guys, so it'll be ready to go. But yeah, we're just going to keep it moving. We're in the upper prison right now. That's a dead end. And also, I probably should have mentioned this. Ooh, we got a longbow here. Maybe an upgrade. But tab is what makes this map go from the top right to the like middle under screen. And it's super helpful. What is this? Is this a new thing? Oh no, it's the same one. I think they may have different like mods on it. What's this one? Oh, so the other one was spawning in these flowers. Does this just kill a bunch of monsters? This is a brand new thing. We're getting some sort of currency, and I'm guessing later we'll be able to spend it on something. That one was kind of mid to do, though. But not everyone's going to be crazy good. But just getting, again, the Scrolls of Wisdom, it's kind of nice in the earlier stages of the game. Oh, we have a switch. This is brand new. Definitely brand new. It's kind of like how PoE 2 does it. Oh, okay. We have this little lightning thing. Hopefully we can make some use out of this. These strong boxes, by the way, they are dangerous to open. This one has detonates nearby corpses, which, yeah, it's a pretty deadly one, to be honest. But you can use your scroll of identity to identify them. But the way I see it right now, if you rip, it's okay, man. There's not really too much of a penalty for dying in PoE until you get to the end of the game. Make sure we always are upgrading our gems, as that is our source of damage.
My mana is gone.
Also, if we are inflicted with bleeding, if you move, you will take more damage. But I suggest for you guys right now in the campaign, it's like, it's whatever. Honestly, if you see that, just pop a healing potion. There are ways to remove bleed in your build, but we do not have that right now. But what we ideally want to link, if we can, is that a 3? No. It's 3 socket, but not linked. There's another strong box. We'll go ahead and open it up. Again, you can identify these. If we get one that freezes us as soon as we open it, we just die. Later will be immunity to freeze, but the freeze one is going to be really, really annoying. Okay, nothing too good. There's also a Crushing Fist. I don't know if there's any new skills that got added in this league. Or, I know it's technically not a league, but it's a mini event league. Alright, so now we're getting into the upper prison. We're going to go towards the Warden's quarters. This is going to be kind of like the Butcher in Diablo. It's actually kind of a tough boss, but for our build, it's like beams. For melee, no fun zone, because there are spikes that come out of the ground. Oh, is it over here? Okay. Well, we just did a nice little loop. But it's going to be a boss that comes out. And you can always open up the chest. Ooh, Orb of Alchemy. This is really good. We can convert a white item into a yellow item, which is really great. We're going to actually use that later, and I'll show you guys how to like trade. And yeah, we'll do that in the next part, because this one's, like I said, Act 1 is just so long. And also with trading, just like in Diablo, people don't respond sometimes, but It's fine. Alright, let's go ahead and throw those down. And we need him to hopefully come out. Alright, there we go. We'll have some more room to play with. And he's going to attack the turrets, which is excellent for us because we don't want to tank the damage. That's why this class is very easy. Other classes, by the way, when he kind of charges up his fist, don't stand still. Okay, now. So we could see an upgrade on this, and it would have. Oh, it's okay. It's 8 to 33. That's there, and then we also have that 2 to 7 cold damage, which technically is an upgrade. Now there's also this, which is a 3-link. And, oh, they're both 3-linked. Cool. Now, this is 6 to 16. If I use the alchemy, we could get an upgrade, but I'm going to save it, and I'm going to trade the Orb of Alchemy. And if you get any of those, you get a Chaos Orb of Alchemy. If you want to use it, hey, by all means, you do it. But I'm going to recommend you guys to not. And the reason why is we're level 11. Once we're level, I believe it's 18, we get an item called Roth's Reach, and it'll be like an alchemy or a chaos orb, and it's going to be way better than anything that we will be able to find, and it'll basically carry us through the entirety of the game. Like, we can use that in the early stages of the end game, and it's totally fine because it has a stat on it that is absolutely godly, and I'll show you guys that when the time comes. The reason why is instead of wasting it, I would much rather throw the essences on it, because these essences that create the item into a yellow item earlier on, these ones aren't really worth anything. Where an Orb of Alchemy, it's not like expensive or anything, but like I can trade it for like a crappy, well, I say crappy unique, but it's actually a really good unique. It's just a really common unique. Rarity does not always mean that the item is good, by the way, in this game. Just like in Diablo, like mythic uniques, well, some of them are actually just bad. But in this game, yeah, there are tons of uniques that are absolutely amazing that will only cost 1 Chaos Orb. They're genuinely, like, usable, best in slot for some builds. And I think that that is absolutely awesome with PoE. This is Essence Greed. Okay, we're just gonna get this guy down, and because we have all these little turrets, man, it makes things so much easier. All right. Also, little sound. I have a loot filter on, so it makes different sounds depending on what things drop. All right, so we can't go that path yet. We will go towards it later, but we have that essence. So what does it do? So if we put this on a weapon, we get physical attack leeches life. We can get extra HP on other things. If it's on a quiver, we get physical leeches life. But I already have like a yellow quiver. I don't have a yellow like chest piece. If I wanted to get that, that's not a bad option. Just because it's 3, but it's not the colors that I want, which kind of sucks. I could convert it and hope. Honestly, I want to find a better pair of boots and hope. Wait, is this a? It requires 21 int. I don't have it. But we could also do it on, let's see, the Iron Ring. That could be another option. Unfortunately, it only upgrades a normal, so I can't do it on this, which is what I want to do it on because the stats on it are much better. But we could do it on this and see what we get. So we have 6 to 16. So if you want to check your damage, now, in this instance, this is where all of our stuff is, so it kind of sucks that it's on here. But what I can do is I could just use, let's say, wait, where's Ice Shot? If I just use Ice Shot right here, right, and I have my thing checked in, I can see my damage per use is 57. If I swap to this, it's 61. Now, it's a small upgrade, but this is one way you can check for damage to be, like, better. So, obviously, big number is better. Not always, but, like, in this instance, I will say that, yes, it is going to be better. So, I'm going to swap back to running all of this in my Ice Shot. And sometimes you have to kind of play Tetris. You got to move things here and there. We got another skill point over here. Like I said, we're almost here. Well, 1, 2, 3 away from that, and that is our big damage. The reason why it's big damage is because if you're thinking, well, hold on, that one says 40 damage, but these are all 10s. Why aren't you getting those? The 40% is a more damage, which means it multiplies all of the damage that we have, and giving us much bigger number. Much bigger. Oh, we got our first amulet over here. I don't think I have another essence, but this gives us extra mana regen. Our mana regen is so poor right now. Whatever, it doesn't really matter. I rushed to get this first, and then after we get this, we will fix mana. And I say fix mana because later, once we get our other items that give us like 4 links and stuff, the cost will be much higher in mana, and we will be chewing through mana so much faster. And while you could pop mana potions to get around that, I don't like doing that. Most people that are good players in action RPGs, they are kind of lazy. And later, we will never have to touch any of our flasks, all of our Quicksilver flasks. They will automatically use themselves. And it's basically 100% uptime. And it's fantastic. And I love PoE 1 so much. By the way, I probably should have mentioned this in the very beginning of the video. But if you're coming from PoE 2, I'll be honest, you might not want to go back after playing PoE 1. Genuinely, a lot of people, including myself, think Path of Exile 1 is a much better game. And while Path of Exile 2 is new, and I get it, it's a new hot game, this game is actually better than PoE 2. Because I get asked all the time, like, do I like Diablo or PoE? But since we're doing PoE content now, I'm going to tell you for sure, PoE 1 is a much better game. The reason why is it's complete. PoE 2 is obviously still in early access, but even if it wasn't in early access, and let's say like bugs and stuff didn't happen, I still think overall this is a better game. And the reason why is you have way more options. And Path of Exile is a game where options is king. Now, if I want to check the amount of damage again, I would have to, well, you can do this. Then I would go swap where's Ice Shot. Okay, what was it? It was like, okay, this one I can actually swap because I can swap the gems directly. But again, what we're looking at specifically is the Ice Shot over here. So you can see Ice Shot over here, it says 169. Is that, okay. Sometimes you'll get bonuses depending on buffs. Oh, I'm going to move. So, okay, so it's at 169 right now. Let's go swap it to this one, because this one actually adds a lot of fire damage. That's why. So you can see the difference. 151 or... what was it? Sometimes I forget. So it's 151 or 106. So big number better in this instance. There are some things though that do not count. Like if the other things has additional arrows, we can also get extra life or whatever. This gives us accuracy. There are certain times where like other things will matter. But right now, the big number better. And oh, also I should have mentioned this earlier, but you can hold down the W key, and that will automatically activate your dash. Another thing that I'm going to mention now is we can actually do some stuff that reserves mana, I'm pretty sure. So we're going to go back to Line Ice Watch, and then we're going to do some things real quick. And I'm going to get rid of all this excess in my inventory, because I don't really need all this. Okay, so we're going to go get rid of this. If I want to identify these, I can. It's really not the big a deal. Just going to get rid of all these things that I feel like I don't need. And we can also purchase what's called an aura. So we can get something called Vitality. It does require transmutation. I guess I don't have any of these. We would also check, can I buy a transmute? Oh, well, if I spend 7 portal scrolls, well, hey, I can grab one. I'm going to grab one. That's why I was saying save the portals. It's worth it. Oh, I guess you can buy... okay, that's too expensive. Don't buy these, by the way. If they're two orbs of alchemy, you can buy them off other players for cheaper. But we're going to type in the word aura to search for the gem. So we can get Vitality, which just lets us regen HP. Now this is going to reserve, so that means we lose out on our maximum mana. I actually was going to try to get Clarity. But for now, Vitality is going to be cool. Put it in right there. We make sure we have a slot. If I had another transmute, I would get Precision 2, which just gives us extra accuracy, and basically it'll solve the issue of this. Whoops. It'll solve the issue of this completely, because you just level it up. It will chew into your mana, but it's not that big of a deal. We can also talk to this NPC, get another reward, and he will give us Precision. Wow, perfect. Now I can also get Blink Arrow for more mobility, but honestly, it's not bad. But I want Precision. Oh, shoot. Let's see. Do we have another gem? We have Mirage Archer. Okay, that's fine. We'll just run Precision over here. And now I can run 2 auras. So let's go ahead and do that. And we're going to go back to the ship graveyard, and I'm going to activate my auras. So if I hit Control, you can see that I have more skills. And I can always hit Control and then select whatever skill that I want and put it on that button. So if I hit Control, hit W, it's going to, you see, reserve 28, and now we also reserve another amount. So that is going to make our mana go down, but we would get the buff. So that's going to be a nice bonus. I also feel like the PoE servers are really laggy. Holy. And if this ever happens to you, which is okay, let's try to reset the new instance to hopefully get a different one. That one was incredibly laggy, unless it's my internet right now. Oh, I tell you the 9-day difference. I'm sure you guys notice it too. So sometimes you can load into a bad instance for whatever reason it happens, man. But yeah, we're going to continue from here. And this is a new instance, so this would actually be an area where it might flip-flop the map sometimes. So we're actually looking for 2 things here. We're looking for the Marooned Mariner, which is going to be going down. So if you see where Fargraves is, just make a mental note of that. You're going to be going back to him for a quest. But we should also think about Shrapnel Ballista. What is it linked with right now? Oh, it's not linked with anything. We just have dash with it. Because we could actually add like faster attacks or something else with this if we wanted to. Oh, what's this? Oh, another Quicksilver Flask. Cool. Now, I don't really feel like I need 3. But it's not bad. Like, honestly, once I solve the mana problem, I'm going to have 3 of these. Sometimes, I'm not even kidding with the campaign. Once I get my mana solved, because mana is just really rough. It's almost impossible to solve mana early on, unless you have like some sort of unique. Another transmute, cool. Okay, this is what we're, oh, there's a pirate's treasure over here. Let's see, what is it? Do we have a upgrade on a flask? Okay, cool. And throw down these while we go grab the flask. And we're gonna get the large life flask, swap it. And drop some gauntlets, maybe an upgrade. Man, there's a lot of stuff that slows you down over here. But let's see if we got 1 to 5 lightning. And we got 2 resistances. 2 resistances is kind of nice, but for me personally, if it does not increase my damage, I really don't care until it's like end-to-end game. There's a strong box over here. That's what the little icon is. So we're gonna go ahead and click on it. You can also use your currency to make those stronger and maybe drop better things, but I wouldn't do it until the end game. Got a chromatic. It's like whatever. I don't really need this. At this point, I don't really care to like sell the things to NPCs. It's just on the very, very, very first like 20 minutes. It's nice to have. But if we get any item that has like +2 int, then we could run a clarity. Cavern of Wrath over here. So if we see this, we can get the waypoint, but we don't want to go here yet. We want to complete one of the quests because it gives us a skill point called the Marooned Mariner. So we're looking for a little cave that's like in the middle. I think do we load into another bad instance, or I don't know what's going on here. Okay, here we are. The ship graveyard cave. That's what we want. We're going to look for a fallen girl. Man, there's just so many things that slow you down, like in this area. I think it's like some sort of tar that falls on the floor. But I think we're just two points away from the big upgrade. Oh, we gotta click on this first. I like these ones. These ones that have this little like little blood boils. This one I'm gonna do every single time because it's so fast. The rest of them, I feel like they take. It's not super long, but it's fast. There's some league mechanics where, dude, it takes like 5 minutes because it requires you to like read and decide what you want to do. If you want to, you can always pick up the red, blue, and green because we can always get chromatic orbs. But eventually, we're gonna phase that out. It's like picking up pennies. If in the very beginning in this game, think of it kind of like that. Like eventually, we stop picking up pennies, and then we stop picking up dimes, and we stop picking up quarters. We're only looking like dollar bills plus. It's like the best way I can explain it. Or in some other currencies, I don't know, like if it's like coins, it's like too small. It's not worth your time to pick it up. Yeah, I don't really like these enemies that die because stuff on the ground. It really slows you down. I guess we can not walk over it, but that would also take time. But that's why I like I think it's called momentum. Yeah. And we're coming up to the slave girl. Oh, we got frozen, unfortunate. That's why cold res will be good for the boss. Okay, and then we're gonna exit over here. There's always an exit that they give you. So it's right here. And then it's right next to Fairgraves. Awesome. So that we give the thing to him, and then he tries to eliminate us with this extra point. We're almost there. So we're at 331 for this. What's our accuracy? Dude, I don't know why this area, for some reason, it's like lagging the game so bad. But like, all right. So once we've done that, we can go back. I'm just going to log out so I can save a portal. Once we eliminate him, we're good to go. I'm going to go back. Oh no. I felt like after, okay, I was kind of scared. Okay, so Fairgraves is gone. We got the quest complete. Pop the book. It's just like the books in Diablo. Okay, identify these. See if we got any upgrades. This one, we only really need... Well, Mirage Archer and Precision don't really go well with each other. Like, it doesn't do anything. But, what is it? 27 HP, that's better. We do lose out on Precision for now, but I can fix that later. We can Chromatic Orb that if I really need to in the next level. And then we have Toxic Rain, Rain of Arrows, Lightning Arrow. Lightning Arrow is great. We also have Siege Ballista over here. So this one just shoots. I actually like this one more than the other one. We'd also get Elemental Hit. These are all really great options. I think Elemental Hit is like kind of objectively one of the better ones. Lightning Arrow does have really, really good clear speed because it hits one target and then it hits up to 3 additional targets, which makes it incredibly good. I feel like Lightning Arrow is... I think it's really hard because Elemental Hit is really good for leveling too. We could try out both and I'll let you guys know which one's better, but I'm pretty sure that like Lightning Arrow should be king here. So what we're going to do is we're going to swap out Ice Shot, but if you like Ice Shot, you can play Ice Shot. It's no big deal.
Hello.
Play the thing that you want. As long as it's elemental. I don't care what element it is. As long as it does elemental damage, we are a-okay for the build. And this is our big one over here. So this is something important. We have to check how much accuracy we have. So we have to look at where it says accuracy rating. 343 is our accuracy rating right now. We have more HP than accuracy rating. But if we use precision, which I don't know where I'm going to swap out, I have to lose something here. Or I can hope that I get 1 green here. Okay, it should be 50-50 if it's green. Okay, now we got 2. Okay, so I can throw precision back in here and I can still level up Mirage Archer. We're good. Cool. I'm happy with that. But now with this precision, I need to make sure my precision, again, is always higher than my HP. And with this, it will be. So we're going to go back to Merville's Caverns. We're going to get to the boss, actually. One thing that we can do also, really quick, since we're coming to the boss, I'm going to go back to town, is to check if we can get any more Sapphire Rings. Sapphire Rings is what we want. So if we go to Purchase Items, we can see that there is another Sapphire Ring here. It's going to cost us an Orb of Alteration. That's totally fine. There's also ones that are Scrolls of Wisdom, but this one gives us accuracy. Guess what we need? Accuracy. So it's just like a win-win. Really great stuff indeed. And I'm going to equip the other one also. Once we get to the boss, I will use both Sapphire Rings to make the boss literally just face rolled. So yeah, Merville's Caverns, we're going to continue here. And remember, our accuracy needs to be more than our HP. Now, if I moved that gem that had my aura, I have to reactivate my aura. What's my accuracy right now? My accuracy is 553. So I'm good to go. So you can get accuracy also by just getting more dexterity, which is going to be natural for our character. Like on the passive tree, basically. But now we're going to do way more damage. Not just because Lightning Arrow, but because that other thing that we got gave us 40% more damage. Oh, a Chaos Orb that early on. Let's go. So now, what do we get? Now it's up to you. I hate mana in this game. Like, I really hate. So I'm like solving mana. So I'm going to get this. And then our mana problems are going to go away. And then we just run 3 or 4 Quicksilver Flasks. We're going to go fast as possible, man. But this is excellent. The Chaos Orb will be used in our next part of our play session. If you do not want to engage in trade, by all means, you don't have to, but I'm going to be a good teacher and teach you the ins and outs of pretty much everything that you're going to need to know. Whether it's using, like, there's a special Discord group, which we'll talk about later. I want you guys to be familiar with, like, the basics of the game. This we can move out of the way. It's going to cast Firestorm, but honestly, with Gold Rim, it's probably so easy that it doesn't matter. I'll pick up the portal scrolls and stuff because I like those. And right now we're just going towards the boss. And also, when we were using Ice Shot, you can freeze the targets, which is great because if they're not moving, I mean, it's good for survivability. But what Lightning Arrow will do when we shock the enemies, that will make them take more damage. It's basically the same as PoE 2. Yeah, Elemental Hit is really good, but I think the responsiveness of this is just superior, like, objectively. The reason why is if there is 3 targets right next to each other, they will absolutely melt super fast. But since we were running the volley, they melt pretty fast too. Which one's this one? Is this just the... We just kill a bunch of monsters? Ideally, we get also another 3-link. We can run 2 separate link setups to have our shrapnel ballista give us good damage, and then also lightning arrow can give us really good damage. But with this Ascendency, our super class, the first one that we get, like our first like upgrade that we get, kind of puts pressure on moving all of your sockets away from certain things. But it's so worth it. Okay, so right now we're looking at the Cavern of Anger. This is where we want to equip all of the sapphire rings. You see our cold resistance is, well, actually we're overcapped. We only really need like 50, but why not have more, right? I mean, this boss is already going to be pretty easy, but we're going to be coming up to it really soon, so let me equip it. Our damage is totally fine already anyways. Burning ground dust. Sometimes it's worth it to read. Oops, I wanted, yeah, this is what we want. I want that. We could get the chainmail vest too. We probably won't have the stats to actually use it though. Okay, another level up. Very nice. We have the Great Life Flask. Okay, cool. That is an upgrade, and this could be an upgrade too. Once we get a, let's identify this. See if we can upgrade. Nope. This, let's see. Do we need this? We don't really need Mirage Archer. We do need Precision in the build, but I could remove Dash if I really had to. Or I could remove this like Mana Forged Arrow. What does it give us though? It gives us 27 life, armor. It's got 2 resistances. It's okay. It's like whatever. It really doesn't matter too much. Because I'd have to move sockets. I'm lazy and I'm like, nah. Okay, let's get this so we get more of our attack damage leached as mana. I wish PoE 2 had this. I don't know why they removed it. They want us to push the Mana Flask, actually. That's why. But I don't like that. I think it's much better just to not ever have to push the button. That's why I like PoE 1 a lot more. It solves a lot of the things that are going to be considered like quality of life. Is that all we got? Nothing really too good here, but I'm sure later down the line there will be some sort of like currency and we're building up towards it. But sometimes with these league mechanics, in the very beginning you get such a small amount, it's not even, doesn't even really matter, to be honest. But let's just keep it going. It looks like since you get a buff from doing these, it kind of helps out your speed, you know? I never really even thought about that till now. Like, some of those are giving us a buff, so the time lost, and also you can go across gaps here sometimes. Let's see. Can we go across this one? No, I don't think we can go across this one. Okay. But we're almost at the very end here. We've already swapped our ring. Okay. So we're going to Mervil's lair. So we're going to kill Mervil. She has 2 forms. But she won't really... I think we can stand in the AoE. Oh, wow. I'm not even kidding when I say this is one of the hardest bosses in the game. But this is our second form, but... It's because we have so much cold res. Oh, you know what? We have so much cold res, not thinking about it. But again, 2 sapphire rings will get you there. We got that one little unique helmet in the earlier stages. That was actually really lucky. But, I mean, all we need is cold res for this. Oh, wow. We got... Oh, this is actually kind of a nice item for leveling. I don't really need this. Let's see what the helm gives us. We could maybe swap helms if it gives us damage. It gives us accuracy. I might need it, right? But this item over here is actually kind of cool. I wonder if they up the drop rates. But this is actually going to be very nice for us. Even though I don't have the int for it now, the 50 chaos res is okay. It converts maximum life to ES. And it's giving us a big chunk of life. That's 50 extra HP. And that 176 energy shield is almost HP on its own. But what I can do with this... do I have it? I think do I not have Awaken PoE trade up? Oh, it's Control D, I think. So this is a little scanner tool. This is the same as Exiled Exchange. This is called Awaken PoE trade. I should, if I remember, to link the well, I think they might have changed the hotkeys here. But it looks like it's going for maybe about 10 chaos now. Wait. We have to make sure we select the right league. It's probably on another league or something. But this could be something that we can trade for 1 Chaos Orb or something, which will be great. Well, man, we are already an hour in here. But we finished the first act over here. But let's get to the town in Act 2, and then we will end it off for part 1 of our playthrough. But, again, check the pinned in this. We're going to still finish and get to the next act here. But that was Act 1, which is actually the hardest and the longest act in the entire game. And if you die at any point, like whether it was before or now, do not worry at all. Path of Exile is a really, really, really hard game. In fact, I don't know if I would say PoE 1 or 2 is harder. There are definitely moments in PoE 2, especially on the very first time that you're going through the campaign, that is like much harder. But I would say Path of Exile 1 is way easier if you know what you're doing, because you can go way faster. Path of Exile 2, no matter how good you are, it takes hours to get to the end. Which, I mean, it'll still take you like a couple hours to get to the end of PoE 1, even with like what people call like twink gear, which is basically gear that you know, you farm maybe on another character. Let's kill this guy because he's a unique monster. And I feel like they've upped the drop rates, by the way. I don't know if you guys that have played the game feel the same about this season over here, but we did this one offline, but the rest I'm just going to be streaming. So if you guys are brand new to the game and you want to ask a question live, or let me know in the comment section below. But we just finished Act 1. Congratulations. We're on Act 2 in the next part of our play session. But if there's any feedback, please let me know down below, and check the pin for any other useful tools. I didn't include, like, you know, the path of building, but I have video guides on those, and those are very helpful tools that will get you ready to go. But in the next part, we'll be talking about trade. We're obviously going to do the next act, but we are going to be blasting through content very, very soon. But anyways, if you guys enjoyed it, drop a like on it. If you're new here, hit subscribe, turn on the bell if you guys would like to see an update to this and other build guides in the future. Take care, and I'll see you guys in part 2. But GG's, man. You completed Act 1.